this is what people forget about AI. They hit the easy button. They forgot that they have to actually be responsible for the thoughts that AI gives them.
It's the Mammoth Plumber Paradox with Tyler Williams, the marketing man.
How has marketing changed in the past few years in relation to AI and generally? How's it affected the plumbing business owner? And how do you think it's going to change the marketing in general in the future?
So what I'm going to start with is like where we first started AI to come out about. I think it was 22. And the first thing it did was it created a place where you could get better writing, easier writing. But it was all kind of sounding the same. And like the world had to learn how to incorporate it. The platforms needed to learn how to be a little bit more diverse. And like sort of the thing about AI is people are learning how to control it to get the response that they need instead of the response that AI necessarily wants to give. Right. So that has a lot of dynamics. And when it comes to marketing, AI comes in two forms. It comes in the form of the like the creative side, because
yeah.
like video is now totally viable with AI. And I feel like we just crossed that in the past like 3-4 months. But then also you have how it's changing the modality of the people who are seeking something, right? So there's a big thing. This is where I tend to differ a little bit than some marketers. The only place where AI is going to change things when it comes to visibility is for the people who go to AI because they don't have a plumber to call. They don't have an answer in their back pocket, right? Like for years when I was a kid, because my dad knows plumbing, my brother knows plumbing, right? So when I was a kid, if something came up, when I say I was a kid, in my first house when I was 23, right? If a plumbing problem came up, I didn't go to Google. I went to the best known source of information, which was my parents, or my brother and my dad, right? Not my parents. Mom didn't know anything about it. So, but, and that's what people do. They like when a problem comes up and they're looking for a solution, like a leaky pipe, they go to their next best knee-jerk reaction. That doesn't happen on a digital platform at first. It happens up here. And so that's why I'm really like this, you have to command first. And then you have to command the digital platform. And arguably like the digital platform is like your address, but the decision happens up here. So AI is like what people are worried about is this degradation of Google and the ability for, or the desire for people to go to Google and actually use it as a searching platform. And that I think is, it is changing, but it's not changing enough. And I'm a big fan of when the behavior reaches a critical mass, that's when you really start paying attention and changing your actions. You have to wait for the consumer behavior to change so you know what it changes to, and then you adapt to your behavior to go meet that behavior, right? Mm-hmm. What I see happening right now, though, is a lot of people just changing behavior, just to change behavior because we have a new buzzword in the market.
Yep.
And for most companies, that's a bad start. Like that's a bad way to go about it because it means they're taking budget from something that's working and putting it into something that doesn't. And then because it's trendy, it's new, it's shiny, instead of looking at the data about it. And Searchlight is a company that we use to track conversions and attributions for plumbers on our client list.
Yeah.
And AI, like they created this big data pool, and AI was only tracking like 0.2% of the conversions. I think it was 0.2. And I was like, I don't want any of our clients to stop running ads on Meta to go chase this AI bubble right now. And bubble is a big word in this world, but like this AI trend. And it's only because the money's not there yet. When the money moves there, yes. And there are going to be people who move there quickly, and like it gives them a gold rush, but it's going to be, those are going to be anomalies. It's not going to be everybody. And so I think AI is, the other thing that people are discounting is the fact that Google still has a fight in this game. Like they have more data than everybody. When you use Google right now, it gives the homeowner exactly what they want. instead of just some random like list. For the like you go to Google and type in plumber near me and you get like the perfect, most tuned conversion optimization experience, right?
Yep.
Google says, here's
The
reviews,
plumber
here's
with their
buttons.
ratings, with their reviews, like how many
Yep.
reviews they have, and you can click more and see more plumbers. So it's ready there with a button to click to call the plumber. So it's already there, which is not yet at. So basically, what I see, or what I get from what you're saying is like it would behoove people to be early adopters of AI when it comes to lead generation, when it comes to getting in front of clients, but it's not yet time for it. Basically, that
Yeah. And I worry about chasing the gold because typically when we see that, what happens is it hurts more than it helps in aggregate, right? Because you
yeah,
have people making mistakes on when they should throttle that engine differently. And so I think that yeah, people when it comes to AI, people really do need to watch the behavior patterns of the people around them. Right now, people are utilizing it to solve deep, complex problems, but not for choosing a plumber. And those are
yeah,
very different like ways that you're looking at things. And
mhm,
so but one day, like we could wake up tomorrow and ChatGPT says, "Hey, here's messages, here's click to call buttons, here's reviews, here's all these things," and then like we would have a lot of work to adapt to, and all of this stuff is moving so fast. Like AI is such a variable right now that it's really hard for anybody to plan for what's happening with it. I get these ads all the time of agencies being like, rank on AI. Here's how you rank on AI. And realistically, from the studies that we've done, it no one knows yet. It's all fluff and air. And sure, if you want to pay to be someone's experiment, go ahead. That's up to you. But um, most service providers have no idea like what is ranking and why and how long it's been ranking. Like there's no history on this stuff yet, so we don't
and
know if it's going to stick.
Do you think SEO plays a part into that?
I do actually. I'm
Okay.
glad you asked because like SEO in the grand scheme of things is aligning your interests with the search engine so that way they trust you enough to show up visibly when the general market who has no loyalty to any other business is looking for a plumber and you look good, right? And you're clickable.
Yep.
Well, that takes a series of actions. But what it really does is it protects Google more than it protects anybody else because then all the good businesses are going to rise to the top because Google's measuring all these signals that say you gave our user a good experience. And so I think that's that methodology of I want the humans in the world to have a good experience with my business really is what drives everything. Everything from Google to AI to how well your business works. And
Yeah.
I think if you make that your North Star and your philosophy as like you're looking at these things, a lot of the same actions are going to cross over because Google and OpenAI are going to need the same things if they want to keep the user. They're both going to need retention and they're both going to have to provide a quality experience for the user. Doesn't mean that the signals are different. And that's what people keep forgetting. It's like website content, reviews, speed to lead, community chatter, PR, like these, like all these things are what influences whether or not you look like a good company on the internet. And you better believe that ChatGPT and or OpenAI and Google both are utilizing those signals. And the other thing that we've seen a lot is a lot of times AI is just pulling from the search pages anyway, from like Bing and Google, in which case focus on your SEO. Now, SEO has also gone through like a number of different phases, but overall, if you treat the users good, like they go, oh, this is a good company. There's very few hacks out there anymore. And everybody will sell like, we'll get you this and this time, we'll do this hack and things like that. But Google's patched all those in. And so something might live for a few weeks, but then it'll change. And so
Yeah.
it's like, keep your eye on the long game and you'll do fine on both.
Yeah, I that makes total sense, and that's also, and we've been basically talking about like the effect that AI could have on, like, when it comes to traffic and attention, getting attention, basically. What can you tell us about the effect that AI has on you as a marketing agency owner? Like, how has it changed the way that you create or manage content, ad campaigns? Is there a big effect even there or not?
That's a really good question. As an agency owner, I see all this stuff and I see a bunch of people reacting very, very like quickly. And I don't necessarily think that's bad, but I don't see a lot of experimentation and acknowledgement that it is experimentation right now. And because of that, we don't know if things are going to work all that well when it comes to like some of the deeper, more technical things. What it's done lately is it's made writing easier, right? Like developing content, getting ideas, workshopping things. Like we've tuned an AI in the background to be like a creative lead for ourselves. So that way anybody on the team can go and be like, I kind of, what do we think we could do here? Right. And then it pulls from like approved resources that I put into a custom GPT. That's really handy. Ideation is gotten a little bit easier. The like production, of course, when it comes to photos, it used to be we had to use stock photos because clients would never send us photos. Well, now we can at least create AI that looks somewhat like their business, right? Like the right colored polo and the right market. Like we know we don't have to worry about like, oh no, we put palm trees in Alaska and that just doesn't fit anymore,
Yeah.
right? Um, and so we can get more precise with those things, which is great. And then we're able to take those same images and now we're turning them into video. So one of the coolest things that has happened for me with AI is I was proofing an ad that came out of our creative department, and as I was watching it, I was like, "This photo looks really like this video clip looks really familiar." And it was a video clip that was based on a photo that I took 5 years ago. The team grabbed it, put it into AI, and changed the coloring of the cabinets, changed the uniform, changed the people, but everything was still in the right spots. Like the composition was the same. And then they turned it into a video. And I kid you not, like I couldn't, I like if I didn't have that check, I wouldn't have known that it's an AI clip. It was really cool. Like that surprised me. So there's that. Um, there's we're now getting into the zone where it'll start reading marketing reports for us, and it will start giving us feedback. So like the reporting dashboard that we use, our team can utilize it to bring up like summaries on results. That's
Yeah.
really nice as well. Because it gives the team something to noodle over. But often the problem that you run into is those things don't look for the right thing for the particular business. Because even though we only work with plumbers, like that doesn't necessarily mean that the goals of each plumber are the exact same. And this is what people forget about AI. They hit the easy button. They forgot that they have to actually be responsible for the thoughts that AI gives them. And
Yep.
so like one thing I tell the crew is you can use AI. We have a ton of tools. You can use it. I want you to use it. Figure out what it does well because it'll make you more efficient. But you're still responsible for the results. Like you don't get to skip responsibility just because a computer gave it to you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so there's that whole world. I do think it's going it's having a cultural impact right now, right? AI is.
Mhm.
Um, how do you use it? Like what are ways that you've used it?
Oh, I like using AI whenever I have a question that I don't have an answer for. Like me personally, I use it on and like in preparing statements. I use it in making sheets easier to do. Me personally, in my own life. But whenever, like, typically when you typically don't have a question, when you have a question you don't have answer for, you go ask people, or you do go on Google and like try to find someone that has answered that question some way. The best thing about AI is that can help me directly. Like, it can at least give um ways or avenues I can like explore in order to have that question answered, even if it doesn't have a direct answer I can rely on, basically. So
So, and I think that's a good thing to remember that there's a very big difference between I don't have an answer to a question that requires some critical depth versus just surface me an answer for the one choice that I want, right?
Yep.
Like there's just two different kinds of problems. There's like looking at symptoms or complex problems, and then there's like I need a better pair of socks. AI, tell me what are the best pairs of socks, and then it gives you a list of five, right? So
Yeah.
versus like hey, AI, my feet are often cold in the winter. I'm looking for a sock that is warmer than most. What sock should I choose? And then it gives you much more contextual like things, and it might ask you a couple questions, but it's a deeper dive, right? So
No.
I think I think that to some degree, what we're going to end up doing from the like the SEO and the AI ranking space is create content that's much more about answering deep questions. Which what does that sound like? That sounds like blogging. It's because it is.
Yep.
So and so like as an agency, we're reevaluating where some of these things need to happen, but um it's not it's again, the jury's kind of out on the overall effectiveness of everything right now because it's
Hmm.
so tumultuous. And that's part of the reason why I, this is why I'm very ads forward. And some people bristle at that. For plumbers in particular, there's too many plumbers to blast yourself through the market consistently on a platform for free. So you pay for the visibility. And guess what? Then you get the eyeballs, which means you start having an impact in the community. So I like all this stuff is important, but people will spend so much time on SEO and AI ranking and all this back end stuff and forget to actually run a stinking advertisement where you can hit tens of thousands of people a day.
Oh yeah.
And they just don't. And then they wonder why their business isn't getting calls. And it's like, well, no one knows you exist unless they needed a plumber.
Yep.
And so, and
It's yeah.
what I love about advertising is it's consistent. You get what you pay for. With AI and SEO, you get what Google decides is important in the moment. And so like it again, there's an importance factor to it, but people tend to overstate what it can be for plumbing companies in particular. There's this
Yeah.
I feel like a false narrative around what AI can bring a person without having to invest in extra advertising.
Yeah, I know, and I see that a lot. Like, I get a lot of people on consults be like, "I want to get on AI because it's I've heard it's gonna be the next big thing, and it's gonna change how people get leads." And I missed Google, and I don't want to miss AI. I missed Google back at the time when it was a gold rush and it was a gold mine. And I don't want to do the same with AI. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good line of thought, but um, like I think the effects of AI are here in different verticals. And so, what do you think? One big misconception plumbing business owners do have about AI, like one thing that's not
Um,
real. So
that the money's there right now and it's
yeah,
not. Like
yep,
people don't go to ChatGPT right now in droves, in mass, looking for a plumbing company to call to solve a problem in their home. It's just
hmm,
not there. And they think it is because the internet is shouting about it a lot. And so they're letting outside influences like dictate their actions that
hmm,
they really need to be careful about because that's how I mean, business owners have a tendency to go, ooh, shiny, and run after a thing, myself included. And unless they have that discernment and that check valve of like, oh, this is cool. This will be a thing sometime soon, but it's not right now. So
yep,
it's like you need to be decisive and you need to understand again where the behavior of the market is because that's what needs to dictate your actions, not what you read in press and not what you are advertised when it comes to your business. There's so much like false information about what AI can bring, what SEO can bring. Um, and so the expectations get skewed and then you end up on the consults that we both have ended up in, right, where business owners I spent like you know uh 30 grand on this SEO package over the past couple of years and it just feels like nothing's happened. And it could be that they already were at the peak, but and they're looking to grow. But when you get to a point, you have to buy a network.
Yeah.
That's advertising. So,
Yeah, sure.
um,
And what do you think are like would be actual ways that like AI would be helpful to plumbing business owners right now? Like ways to reduce costs, maybe, or improve efficiencies. Like
um,
of what like people have been talking and thinking about, like the AI chatbots,
yeah,
right?
that's
Um,
precisely where I was going. Yeah.
yeah. So
Well, so I think AI chatbots are one thing, and AI chatbots that can actually do your scheduling, I think, will be a thing.
mhm,
Um, and then what happens is, rather than, like, imagine this: you have a front desk, you have 4 CSRs for a company, and they're all answering the phones and scheduling and dispatching and all this. Okay, what if, as far as answering the phone goes, you now had the AI bots pick it up and understand the intent of the call, and then schedule it if it could be scheduled, or if it can't, have these triggers mapped out so that way it does reach the one CSR you have on your staff, right? So then you end up with some cost saving, but you also still need that CSR to ensure that the AI doesn't go rogue, which we've seen. Um, like, there's efficiencies like that. There's also just understanding, like, the dispatch board, looking for those opportunities of, like, look, if I send this guy here and this guy here, this will take about this long. Like, it can work better with all that data. All that's going to change business operations in a big way, and we're looking at that for ourselves
yeah.
from the agency standpoint. Um,
Yeah.
but for the customer contact standpoint, I really think chatbots. I think because the scheduling things are trash most of the time, but there's more. AI instead of a chatbot, you can hit a voice mode. Like, the software that we use just introduced this feature. We haven't implemented it yet, but like, now you can hit a button. You can just start talking through your computer to the chatbot. A chatbot is just a glorified menu system that is much more uh, adaptable to you working with it like a real human. So,
Yep.
all right,
It's
if
been fun.
anybody wants to have me or Kirilos look at their marketing, most of the time you're going to get Kirilos. And all you got to do is go to mammothforplumbers.com and schedule a consult. I'd be happy to sit down with you for an hour and take a look and go, okay, well, this is what you got going on. And yes, we'll talk about services if you want to talk about services, but at the very least, you get a really good roadmap of the things that you could be working on your business today that will help push it forward tomorrow. So thanks for prompting me, Kirilos, and dealing with all the technical difficulties. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Until
sir.
next time, we'll see you later.
This is the Mama Plumber Podcast with Tyler Williams, the Mama Marketing Man. OMG, this is going to be great. La 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 la.
This is a Mama Plumbing Podcast with Tyler Williams, the Mammoth Marketing Man.
OMG, this is going to be great. This is the Mammoth Plumber Podcast with Tyler Williams, the Mammoth Marketing Man. OMG, this is going to be great. La 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 la. OMG, this is going to